Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Syukur with student ID number 220130023. In this video, I will be presenting the research article that is written by Asura binti Abdul Aziz and Hamida binti Ahmad. This article, which is published in the Journal of Education and Social Sciences with the title The Use of Mind Mapping Technique in Encouraging Students' Vocabulary List. In this presentation, I will briefly discuss the three main components of this article, consisting of the introduction, literature review, and research method. In the introduction, I will briefly discuss the research background, research questions, and also the research objectives. In the literature review, I will briefly discuss vocabulary, mind mapping in the vocabulary list, and the conceptual framework. And in the research method, I will be discussing the methodology, the findings, discussion and implication, and also the conclusion. According to Marsono and Pickering in 2005, cite that one of the key indicators of student success in school, on standardized tests, and indeed in life is their vocabulary. And in 1982, NEL conducted a survey of 425 schools district and found that 90% of the respondents consider student vocabulary to be a problem, either a serious problem, 40%, and or a minor problem, 50%. The objectives of the research are: the first one is to identify whether or not the use of mind mapping technique encourages the vocabulary list of the students, and to know the difference in vocabulary list increment among the students. And based on the statement problems, the researcher has formulated the following question as guidelines of the study, and they are as follows. Does mind map encourage students' vocabulary list? And what is the difference in vocabulary list increment between the four group of students? Now, the literature review. The first one is vocabulary. The teachers use different strategies to facilitate vocabulary acquisition. For example, they may provide explicit explanation and synonyms of the words, or use role plays or multimedia to increase exposure. However, students often use repetition as an important procedure for vocabulary acquisition. And the next is mind mapping and vocabulary list. Mind mapping goes by a variety of names: mind mapping, clustering, bubbling, clumping, or webbing. They refer to the same concept. Mind mapping was developed in the early 1970s by Tony Buzan as a tool to help people take notes more effectively. And then, the conceptual framework. The input process output diagram is a graphical representation of all factors that make up a process. An introduction output diagram includes all of the material and information required for the process, details of the process itself, and description of all product and byproduct resulting from the process. In the above system, the input of variable the teacher's knowledge for experimental and control group. The students are having problem in the vocabulary list and learning English. The chosen process to remedy the problem is using mind mapping with the characteristic the subject is crystallized in the central image, branch whole a keyword, colorful and simple. The expected output is student performance achievement in giving the exact vocabulary as much as they can use mind mapping technique to the topic given to them. The study uses a quasi-experimental research approach. It adopts the two groups of quasi-experimental design. There will be 38 students involved in the study, which will comprise of 18 females and 20 male students. The research instrument used consists of pretest and posttest. The pretest will be given to the student to check their ability in English vocabulary before applying mind mapping technique. And the posttest was given to the students to know their English vocabulary ability after applying mind mapping. Data collected from the pretest and posttest transformed into table. The total of 38 samples from the control and experimental groups took part in this test. As you can see, the control group is marked with a yellow colored table and the experimental group is marked with a light blue table. In the pretest, out of the 38 students, 20 of them had low benchmark, while 18 students of 38 students got satisfactory benchmark, while in the post-test, the experimental group had shown their good performance when out of the 38 students, 6 of them had a low benchmark, while 15 students out of 38, 38 got satisfactory benchmark, and 12 of them got good benchmarks, and 5 of them got excellent benchmarks. The researcher hopes that the result of this research can give information about the level of the students' vocabulary list, and the researchers hopes that by using my mapping in teaching vocabulary will be useful for the teachers and the students and the researchers. The findings of this study provide significant input to the teachers and language practitioners on the importance of using mind mapping for better understanding and vocabulary. The study provides an avenue for teachers to be more creative in finding alternative and cheaper means to improve students' performance in vocabulary lists and also language learning. The study concludes that the use of mind mapping has a significant impact on the students' performance in vocabulary lists. From the benchmarks that they get in the pretest and post-test sessions, it can be concluded that the students have higher motivation and more confidence in vocabulary lists via the mind mapping. They obtain better score benchmark in the post-test as compared to earlier performances. It has proven mind mapping strategies has helped students to increase their vocabulary list. Okay, that's all for my presentation. Thank you very much for your kind attention and thank you for watching. And I highly appreciate any feedback that you are given to me later. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.